Hello, welcome to Live with Lindsay and Michael. I'm Michael Lewis, Evening Campus Admissions Manager.
And I'm Lindsay Boudneau, the graduate recruiter.
And so we've got a lot in store for you today. We're basically talking to you about how to get started in Columbia College's evening campus and graduate degree programs. So first up, we're going to talk a little bit about the history of Columbia College.
So Columbia College actually has a very rich history. We were founded in 1851, and we're founded as Christian Female College, as we started as a all-girls two-year college. It wasn't until 1970 that we actually converted our name to Columbia College, went co-ed, and went from a two-year college to offering four-year degree programs. In 1973, just a short period after that, we actually branched out and started offering our programs at some nationwide campuses, first at military bases, and we currently now have over 35 nationwide campuses in operation today, offering non-traditional programs to military and evening students.
And, our adult programs, which Lindsay mentioned just a second ago, we've been doing that over 35 years. We've been offering online courses for over 10, closer to 15 years at this point. We offer associate, bachelor, and master's degree programs in an 8-week format, in-seat and online, all over the country, and more specifically here in Columbia, Missouri. So when we're talking about our start times, and of course you can see on the screen right now, we've been accredited regionally since 1918, and we have over 25 undergraduate and 5 graduate degree programs that you can choose from in the evening. There are 5 start terms a year. We have October coming up, January, March, and June and August, of course. So when you look at those start dates, keep in mind that you can start at any time. It's not you don't have to be admitted at a certain point to start in August. Just if you're interested in starting in October, for instance, now's the time. You can still get in. You can still get in for graduate and undergraduate programs. So as we mentioned earlier, the on-campus courses are available, in seat. And you can choose from basically having the flexibility of doing both in-seat and online classes simultaneously. You can choose 1 in-seat, 1 online, 2 online, 2 in-seat. It's up to you. But you have the choice at max of taking 2 classes in an 8-week session. And so as we talked a little bit about the online and hybrid courses, there's 500 online courses that are offered every session. There are courses in an 8-week format. There's a variety of courses offered in a hybrid form, more specifically in graduate. And there's also some Saturday options available for the evening campus. So keep in mind, look at the course schedules online to see the availability of Saturday courses if that's something that you're interested in.
Yeah, hybrid is a big influence for our education graduate program. So it's a trend that we're seeing a lot of schools go into, and our education department with our MIT and our MED programs have jumped on board with that, so that's wonderful. We have experienced faculty in our programs, both undergraduate and graduate. At the graduate level, you'll even see some of our tenured faculty members that'll teach for the graduate program as well. But all of our professors, both adjunct and tenured, have been practicing professionals in the past, or still are, hold a master's degree or higher. The classes themselves are going to be very student-centered, so you're not going to have all of your classes be totally lecture-based. Much more experiential learning from your professors and what they've done in their careers, and how you can take those factors and replicate those in your day-to-day work life.
And as there's a 20-to-1, student faculty ratio. So, those small class sizes, you'll definitely feel that you're getting the attention that you need, and your learning will be.
In grad, at least in seat, it's much lower than that. And online, it's probably close to 20-to-1, but in seat, you're probably going to see close to 7-to-1 on average. So lots of individual attention, lots of ways to network, not only with your students that you're in class with, but with your professors as well. So.
And as we talk about, one thing that evening students ask me a lot, they say, Michael, and I say, yes. They ask me, basically what options are available to me in the evening. If I choose to be an evening student, is everything closed up essentially? What's available to me at night? And there are, various, resources still open for you that you can utilize. You pretty much have access to everything a traditional day student would have access to here at the main campus. One resource, of course, is the Stafford Library. You'll need the library to get books, research. There's meeting rooms that you can check out, so that way if you have a group project, you can meet and work on that, with the library resources around you. Of course, there's the Math and Writing Center. Math, of course, it's a lovely subject for some. For others, they need a little help. I was one that needed a little help. And the Math Center is there to help you understand and navigate your mathematics courses here at Columbia College so you can be successful. The Writing Center is also available to you, and it's not just for people who struggle at writing. It's also for those that need to maybe get a paper proofread or
second opinion.
Second opinion. They're there for that. And you can use them for a variety of courses other than just your English courses. So be sure to utilize that. Once you become a student here at Columbia College. And of course, Atkins Holman is our student commons area. You'll find the bookstore in there. There's the Cougar Cafe where you can get your Starbucks, and that's important to start your evening. There's also quiet study spaces, of course, and there's a computer kiosk as well.
And pool table.
Yeah, and you can't, on the second floor, you can't, it's a beautiful area upstairs, so check that out too. And then, of course, let's talk a little bit about career services and veteran services. So the Career Services Center it's your career focused, service. So if you're at this point, when you get admitted from day one, you're of course thinking about the future. You're thinking about what happens.
For a reason.
Yeah, what happens next. So as you take your classes, feel free to stop by the Career Center to talk about internships and even job opportunities while you're in school. They have a wonderful job finding resource called CCNet that you can use to navigate and find different job postings that you may be eligible for. And of course, they help you with resume writing and mock interviews and anything to help you better excel in your career. Even if you're an alum, if you're coming back to Columbia College, not to go to school, but just maybe to get retooled and get some advice on how to advance your career, stop by Career Services. It's part of your benefits as an alum of Columbia College. And of course, last, the Veteran Services Center. We value our veterans, and it's not just for veterans, which it's also for active duty and their families. So if you are affiliated with the military and you have some concerns about your benefits or just navigating college for the first time, they're there for you. It's a walk-in office. You can visit at any time, and they can assist you with anything that you need help with. And of course, with navigating college. Not that it's extremely difficult, but we know that veterans have special needs sometimes, and we want to make sure that we're there to meet those. And so, of course, we can't forget about the Fitness Center. We have the Southwell Fitness Center and our Cougar Athletics. Of course, we have award-winning sports teams. We're blessed with that. So feel free to check out any of the sporting events on campus. Their schedule's posted. You can find out more details on that. And then, of course, the Fitness Center. It's open from 6 to 10 typically during the school year, and you can use that service either before or after class. We want you to work on your body as well as your mind, so feel free to utilize that at your leisure.
One important piece about that too, Michael, is that any of our students can bring a friend with them. So anytime that you're a student, you're using the Fitness Center, you can bring somebody with you. So if you're used to working out with a friend and you want to drop that gym membership, you can bring that friend along with you and still be able to work out with that person too. So.
Yeah, and of course, when you bring your friend, stop by and say hi to us. Yeah, let us know. And then let's talk a little bit more transitioning from services to the actual admissions requirements for the evening campus, getting admitted. We're going to talk about a lot of things, but essentially, to break it down in the simplest forms, it's apply, pay the app fee, get us your documents, and wait for a decision. And it's just that simple. So as you can see on the screen, what you should do first, of course, is apply. You'll pay the application fee and then complete your FAFSA. Carve out an hour and a half or so and just do that all at once. You'll want to do your FAFSA. It's important. It's your free application for federal student aid. It's how we give you financial aid. So if you're going to be needing any sort of Pell Grant or student loans, feel free to fill that out because it's very important. We can't give it to you without it. And so once you do your application, pay the fee, and do your FAFSA, send in your documents, your transcripts, GED scores, high set scores. We'll need those. And of course, depending on the number of college credit hours you have depends on what it determines the documents that we need. So if you have under 24 credit hours of college credit, we will need, basically your high school transcript and any college credit. If you have more than 24 credit hours, we'll only need your only your transcripts for college. From there, let's talk a little bit. As you can see on the screen, there's admissions requirements for freshman students. As you can see, we're looking for a 2.0 cumulative high school, and then also, of course, they're listing the other requirements on there. And real quick, we're going to skip over to the admissions requirements for transfer students. As you can see, 2.0 cumulative GPA there. So if you're looking at those and you're thinking, I don't know if that's me. I don't know if I can fit. I don't know if I have a 2.0 or if I have a 21 or higher in the ACT. Well, don't tune us out. Stay tuned. You can still get in. We have what's called the admissions review committee. You can write a letter explaining to us, your academic history, and then we can get that to a committee of faculty and staff that will review that, and you may be admitted that way. So, all is not lost. If you don't meet those requirements, just let us know and we can work with you on that. And of course, the next screen talking about our associate and bachelor's programs, you can see it on the screen. It lists the variety of programs that we have here. As you can see, we have a very robust program in the evening, and you can complete those taking both in-seat and online classes. We probably have one of the more robust programs in the evening in this area. So, that's what makes us a good choice for a prospective student who's thinking about college. And so feel free to look at those, and if any of that sparks an interest in you, just let us know, and we'd love to talk to you more about those programs.
And so from here, I'll head into the graduate realm, graduate studies here at Columbia College. So many of the things that Michael spoke about, already apply to the process that you would go through as an applicant to our graduate program. So the application, same place at www.ccis.edu/apply. Mm-hmm. Same spot. You're just going to select the graduate application. From there, we do have, in the same way as the undergrad, we do have a $55 application fee unless you happen to be an undergraduate bachelor's holder of Columbia mm-hmm. College. From there, again, transcripts. We need at least your degree granting official transcripts. You can see some other specifications on your screen now for other transcripts that we would need and how and the method that we would need them as. Let's see, but GPA, and why you're seeing that we need all those transcripts is that we're looking for a cumulative GPA of 3.0. So we have to be able to see all the grades that you received. So we're looking for a cumulative 3.0. And then we also need 3 strong letters of recommendation. What I recommend to applicants is just go out there, find someone that you've either worked with in the past or present. Could be a boss, could be a coworker, could be a professor, a client that you might have had in the past. As long as it's professional, that will work for us on the recommendation side. So just as long as it's not family member, best friend, we know that they love you. But we have forms that we will submit to them. So all you need to provide to us is their names and their email addresses. We will send the form to them. It makes it a little bit easier for your recommenders, and at the same time, we get the information that we want to know from your recommenders as well. We also require that you submit a goal statement and resume. Pay a lot of attention to the goal statement, as it is largely used as a writing sample. So we not only want to know why you want to pursue the graduate degree that you want to earn, we want to see how well you grant. Which is important when you're in your graduate program, and a resume. For the goal statement and the resume, I usually recommend to do those first because then you can actually upload those into the application itself, and it just makes getting through the application process a little bit easier for you as an applicant. So what graduate programs do we offer? We mentioned earlier we have 5, and I'm going to start at the bottom of the list there. You see the MED. That's actually our newest graduate program. And the reason I'm going to bring that up first is it does have some additional requirements that our other programs do not have. We do require that you have a teacher's certificate and that you have been working as a teacher for 2 years. So if you are interested in that program, do recognize that that does have some additional requirements that the other programs do not have. The Masters of Arts in Education and Educational Leadership is a program largely for those that are working in K-12, K through 12, that want to move up into the administrative realms. There are 2 optional tracks that you can see there that you have to choose from. You can do both if you were so inclined. We also offer a Master's of Arts in Teaching. That one does not require that you be certified, but we do. It's highly recommended that you are in the teaching field, as most of the curriculum itself is designed for K-12 teachers. Master of Arts in Military Studies, that is our only program that is solely offered online. One of our newer programs as well, largely based in history. So we have people that are in the military that do the program, but we also have people that may have done their undergraduate program in history or just have a pure interest in military studies that will do that program. Our Master of Science in Criminal Justice, which has 2 optional tracks that you can choose to do from. You can do a general Master of Science in Criminal Justice, or you can do one of the tracks, and then our Master of Business Administration, which you can see the 2 optional tracks there as well. So from here, speaking of graduate studies and being a graduate student.
We've got a treat for you, actually. We've got an interview coming up with Aaron Dixon. He's a current MBA student, and he will be speaking with Lindsay and letting you know more about the student perspective of the Columbia College experience right after this short break.
And welcome back. We have Aaron Dixon here to speak with us in regards to what it's like to be a graduate student here at Columbia College. Again, he is in our MBA program and has been there for 3 years. And I will let Aaron give you kind of a little bit of history of who he is, where he comes from, and how he got to where he is now in his MBA program here at Columbia College.
All right, thank you, Lindsay.
Thank you.
Like I said, my name is Aaron Dixon. I originally got my undergraduate degree in mathematics from Truman State University back in 2004. Sorry, 2008. Started in 2004. Finished up my undergraduate in 2008. And when I left school, I thought I was going to be finished, that was going to be the end of my education. And spent several years focusing on my career in IT. I now work as an IT systems administrator.
Okay.
And I've gotten to work at Ellucian, which is a technology company for higher education, and also the Missouri Secretary of State's office.
Okay.
And when you know it, a few years after I got out of my undergrad, I decided that it was time to go back for my master's degree. So, and now I'm here.
Very good. We'll kind of ask you some more questions in more detail in regards to just that, you being a graduate student and a graduate student at Columbia College. So what made you decide to attend Columbia College? What maybe are some things that distinguish Columbia College from other institutions that you were looking at when you went on your college search for graduate school?
Okay. Well, since I was already living in Columbia, I wanted to find a school that was in Columbia or very close. So being a Columbia resident, I was looking at Mizzou and Columbia College, and ended up choosing Columbia College because they have a better offering of nighttime courses than Mizzou did. Mizzou was more of a daytime campus, and Columbia College was more open to the working adult. If you've noticed from the many advertisements that if you have a full-time job, this is going to be a place that you can come and earn your degree.
Awesome. Can you tell us one of your favorite things about being a graduate student at Columbia College?
Well, there's much to do about class sizes when you're looking at graduate programs or even undergraduate programs as well. And the class sizes here are, I would say, on the smaller side. If you're ever looking for that personal touch from your instructors, then this is the place to come. For graduate courses, I've been in classes as small as 6 people and I think up to 11. So if you're looking for a smaller class, then this is the place to be.
Awesome. And we had a question come in that was similar to this, so I'll go ahead and ask this to you, as you can probably answer this better than us as recruiters can. What are classes like? the rigor of the course of study? And do you feel like Columbia College, you've kind of already touched on this, is a good fit for working adults?
Oh, absolutely. I think the classes here are somewhat rigorous, but of course not overwhelming.
Okay.
And a lot of that has to do with the instructors. The instructors, just like many of the graduate students here, are working adults. We have full-time jobs outside of Columbia College. And the instructors definitely understand that you have other priorities in life, whether you're married or have children and
Busy jobs,
have
yeah.
other things to do besides simply attend classes and read textbooks, that your instructors are very understanding of what it takes to be a student as well as be a full-time working adult.
Great. Another one of the questions that we had come in, which kind of relates to this, is does every class require large papers? Have you experienced that yourself?
I will say no.
Honestly, okay.
No, not.
Okay. So some are more test-driven, some are papers, presentations. You get a mix of those things in your classes?
Absolutely,
Okay.
and it entirely depends on the course,
Yeah.
that you're taking.
Yeah.
Some of them are, as Michael mentioned, somewhat math-based. Others are business theory-based, and I think the tests are done appropriately,
Really?
depending on the course.
Okay. How do you feel your education at Columbia College so far has prepared you for your career, where you want your career to go once you finish?
Well, considering I have my undergraduate in mathematics, it's a very detail-oriented degree, and then working in an IT field is also just very technically oriented and detail-oriented as well. So I think getting a master's degree, like an MBA, it makes you're forced to look at a bigger picture.
Okay.
And not just what you're doing and the details of what you're doing, but how it relates to what everyone else may be doing in your organization, and make sure that you're able to communicate and develop those interpersonal relationships that you're going to need.
Great. So, and finally, last question. What advice would you give to someone considering to go back to school, or go back to their school to get their graduate degree?
Okay. And as with any student or class or taking courses at night, it is a big time commitment. It is. As much as I talked about not being overwhelmed and not being the sole focus, it is a time commitment. And whether you're going back for just one course or to start a degree program, you need to make sure that all those other life priorities,
they're ready to go with you.
that you can still accomplish each of those. When I first started here, I thought it was going to be 2 years, and then quickly became 3, and really fighting not to make it 3.5. But I think we're okay there. I think it's going to be 3.
Well, I think that's one thing that's nice about Columbia College, is that it is flexible, and that if you wanted to sit out for a session or two, you would be able to do that. So if you travel for work, if you have a family vacation you want to go on and you don't want to be in class at that time, you can take that time off and come back that very next session and be ready to go as you're able to be. So.
And if you just want to take one course at a time as you're still working, perfectly fine.
Okay. Well, thank you, Aaron. Thank you for your time, and have a
you.
great one. And we'll be right back. And welcome back. We did have another question come in, so before we proceed, we'll field that. Question was in pertaining to what courses are offered each session, and is there availability for those courses in order to graduate in a timely manner. I can kind of cover the grad end if you want to cover the undergraduate end.
Sure.
So you go first.
Well, there are roughly, I would say, anywhere between 60 and 90 classes offered in the evening campus. Depends on the session. There are smaller sessions. Of course, October and March are smaller sessions. August and January are larger sessions. And of course, you can just check the course schedules for various availability. Like I said, we have about 20 degree programs that we offer in the evening that we support. So the courses will vary depending on what we've got
The
going
need of
on.
your students.
Yeah,
and-
yeah, yeah. We basically base scheduling on the needs of our students, but we always have our online. Like we mentioned earlier, we have 500 online classes that are running at any given time. So if you ever need to pick up a class that we're not offering until maybe another upcoming session, feel free to take an online course instead.
At the graduate level, very similar to what Michael was saying. Of course, we only have 5 programs, so we have less courses that we even just need to offer. But for example, the MBA in-seat, every given session, you're going to see 3 to 4 of the 12 classes being offered in-seat. MSCJ could be a little bit smaller because we have fewer students in the MSCJ program, so you could see 1 or 2. MED and MAT, you're going to see a plethora of NC courses in any given session. But that being said, if you hopped online, any given course pretty much that you need for your program is going to be offered online. So being open to online courses can get you through your program a little bit faster, but with some planning and working with your advisor, you could get through doing all NC courses just as quickly as doing online. So it just takes a little bit more prep because you don't have every single course being offered every single session. But we're not like a cohort system where we only offer one specific course every single session and just repeat that, year in, year out. We have several options for our students as they go through.
And to that, to add to that, it's important to notice the difference there. That a cohort system, you're locked into classes. You're basically in with the same group of people, and the classes rotate one by one out. You're with the same people. Classes change. The group doesn't change. But with our classes, it's more like your traditional undergrad program where you can choose your classes. And the difference there, why that's important for grad especially, is it allows you to meet more people. It allows you to network more. So then you get a chance to get to know your class of students and build some relationships that can help you even in your career after you graduate.
And I think that's what's been really amazing, speaking both with faculty and students about us having an online component to our program is, in-seat it's really nice because I can sit next to Michael and I can build a relationship with Michael and we can help each other to network with other people. But when you get into an online class, you're with 20 some odd people that are from all over the world. So that reach is nowhere in comparison to what you would get in an in-seat class. Not to say that I'm not being a proponent of online versus in-seat in any way or fashion, but recognizing that we do, especially with our military component, we have people that are scattered all over the world that are completing our programs at this given moment, which is pretty cool. So get a lot of different perspectives in any given class.
Absolutely. And if you have any other questions, feel free to send those in. We will answer the questions as we go. And continuing on, we're going to talk a little bit about your path to greater. So as we mentioned earlier, it's as simple as applying, do your FAFSA, and then contact the admissions office for grad, the evening campus for evening campus admissions questions.
Yeah, as you can tell, our admission policies, though they're not super intricate, it's really important for our applicants to speak with us. You'll have after you apply access to what's called Cougar Track, which you can go on and actually individually track what we have and what we need to have, what we're still left waiting to get from you, or whoever may be submitting it. But your admission counselor is key because they're the ones that are really going to work with you to help you with any obstacles that you may have in regards to getting those admission requirements. And some things are out of our control, but we do our best, we feel, to help all of our applicants to get through the system and answer any questions that they may have.
Absolutely. And as you can see, the admissions counselors are listed there. As you can see, I handle the evening, so if you have questions about evening, feel free to contact me. Like Lindsay said, it's not a very complicated admissions process, but what's easy for one person may not be easy for another, and we want to make sure that you get through the process as smooth as possible and as quickly as possible. So just feel free to reach out if you have questions. We will have our chat open today until 7 p.m. So if you have any admissions related questions, either evening or grad, feel free to ask those questions in the chat, and we'll be happy to answer those for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe on until 7. So if you're not wanting to ask it now or can't think of it now, you can always log back in and ask it later. So
yeah, for sure. And so we want to give a few thank yous before we wrap up today. Thank you to Aaron Dixon for his help here today. He was a wonderful interview, Lindsay.
It's great to get a perspective from a student who's actually been in that seat that these people are seeking to get into. So.
Right, and that's important, and also thank you to the admissions staff and the evening campus staff that are currently running the chat function right now. As we mentioned, it's open until 7, so feel free to hop on and ask your questions of our qualified admissions professionals. And then we want to thank the marketing staff and our video production staff for all of their help. We couldn't do any of this without them. And lastly, but certainly not least, we want to thank College Week Live. Yeah. So that pretty much wraps it up, but we're going to take a pause real quick to check to see if there are any questions. Any outstanding questions? Wow, we must be awesome then. I think we answered everything. Woo, that's perfect. So
we knew that already.
We knew we were great. But of course, like I said, stick around for the chat function and ask any questions that you think of. And that's pretty much it. And so
you can also check out our website. Great, wonderful website, easily navigatable. Just ccis.edu or Google Columbia College of Missouri and check us out there.
Yeah. And all right, well, then I think that wraps it up for us. You have a great day.
Thank you for your time.
Thanks again. Once again, I'm Michael Lewis, and this is Lindsay Boudinot. Thank you very much for watching.